Hi there, welcome back to another quick and easy watercolor painting. I'm Rod Bergeron, and today we're going to be working pretty loose and pretty fast. Put some blue for the sky in here. And you see I'm just sort of pulling my brush across the page pretty quickly. I've left this bottom 1/3 with a line going left to right. And we're not going to clean this brush out. We're going to take this brush, we're going to pick up some Payne's gray. We're going to put some Payne's gray in here. Some places we're going to put a lot, some places we're going to put a little. And we're just going to let that all bleed together there for a few seconds. I'm going to make a line sort of just indicating the slope of the land going from left to right down the hill like this, okay? Pick up a little bit more Payne's gray, pick up some more Payne's gray that's maybe a little bit more intense. And we're just going to put it into that line coming down across there. I'm going to take this brush, I'm not going to rinse it out, I'm just going to dip it into my water and right back out. Just do something like that. All right, so we're trying to make this look a little bit spring-like. I'm going to rinse that brush out really well. I'm going to pick up some of this green that I have prepared here. And I'm going to put some green. This is sap green. And put some of that into this tree line here. Now the other thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take this sap green that's on here, maybe pick up a little bit more. And I'm just going to swoop it across like that. Get that hard line out of there. And get some more of that sap green to all bleed together in there. I'm going to rinse that brush out really well again, and I'm going to pick up some sienna. Put a little bit of sienna across here, but I'm also going to pick up that sienna and put it into my tree line right here, just in a few places. Now, I'm going to pick up a little bit more intense sienna, so right out of the palette, and just put that in a few places, the same right across here, okay? And we're just gonna let that all bleed together for a second. Don't try to augment it too much right now. This is my #1 watercolor brush, and those of you that have seen me before have seen that I just took an X-Acto knife and sharpened one end of it. And we're gonna put some foliage down here. Just gonna scribe some marks into our page. Now you can use anything to do this with, barbecue skewer, even just like a regular toothpick you could use. But I'm scribing into that very intense sienna that I put in there, and the paint is all going to flow down into those lines, okay? All right, see, our sky has turned out super cool back there. That's really interesting. All right, I'm going to rinse my brush out. I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of yellow ochre here. Okay, some pretty intense yellow ochre. And we're going to go in one line all the way across. Okay, so pick up as much yellow ochre as you can on your brush. And then one line across like that. See how that all just swooped right into that? Super cool. And I'm going to pick up my big honkin' 3/4 inch brush. Just going to put a little bit of that across there like that. Look how that's all bleeding together. That's kind of pretty cool, right? All right, rinse your brush out. And I'm going to pick up some blue. Not super intense, but we're just going to pick up some blue and put it in a few places. All right. That's looking all right. Now, when I look at this, I think I need a couple of dark areas that I don't quite have yet. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit more. This is Payne's gray. Pick up the Payne's gray again. right out of the palette. All right, I think that's all kind of bleeding together pretty cool there, but you never know what you're going to get until it dries. So let's just leave this alone for a few minutes, let it dry, and we'll check it out. All right, let's check this out. Look at the scribe lines that, you know, when they dried, because I dragged them through that sienna, you get these very red lines. And look at how this dried in the background here, and our sky, how we have these white lines. So I think the lesson here is when you drag your big brush across, don't cover the whole page with blue, and then you get sort of some of these white lines where there's some clouds. And when we put our mat on here, see, that's, look at this green tree line and stuff back there. I didn't even put any green up there. It just flowed out of where I put that green in there. Yeah, that turned out pretty cool. I like it. Okay, so we just have a regular watercolor painting here, and you know, it's turned out pretty good. I like everything that's happening in the background, but I have a Sharpie pen here, and I was just wondering, you know, what happens if we take our Sharpie pen and we just put a few, you know, small trees or brush or other things, or, you know, we could even make, you know, some lines to indicate where some rocky outcroppings might be. Pull some, you know, make some more foliage in the foreground here. You know, you can take your black pen and draw off some of these scribe lines that are already in there. You know, just indicate where some more trees might be, like that. You can also go into some of these dark areas and just, you know, put some more lines in there. And I think you'll see, like, you get a lot more highlighted areas when you do that, and it doesn't take very long. And we put our mat on here, you'll see it kind of adds a lot of definition to your painting. Yeah, you know what? I think I might sign this one. Put my little RB right there. All right. So give Sharpie pen a try, or any black pen. I prefer Sharpie pen because it doesn't bleed in the water, but, you know, give it a try and see what happens. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know where you're from. If you're currently a subscriber, I thank you very much. And if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you again next time.